Hi friends, the market is dynamic today. The impact of technology is not only in enabling the businesses, but it's also a big disruptor of the business. And the way the sales is getting complex day by day, because a lot of people actually are involved into the buying process. Uh, their challenges are becoming very complex. So also, similarly, the customer behavior of the customer because of the complexity is also changing day by day. Thus, it becomes very important to have a winning sales mindset. And when I was trying to understand what actually is a winning sales mindset, I actually uh, tried to read a lot of blogs, a lot of material on that, and also watch a lot of videos on YouTube as well. So first thing which actually I could see, which was available onto the internet, was that a winning sales mindset talks a lot about having a lot of energy. So that's good. I think having a lot of energy is a big thing and a very, very important things in sales, because sales, a lot of people compare it with sports also, because sports is also a very, very challenging task, and it requires a lot of energy, a lot of persistence, a lot of effort, because you face a lot of obstacles, you face a lot of failures, you face a lot of challenges, and you need to stand up again and again to basically overcome those challenges and get onto the victory or get onto your goal or the destination. Similarly, in sales also, uh, there are a lot of challenges which are available, and you need to basically, there are challenges from the customers, there are objections, there's competition available. As I talked about, technology is also a big disruptor which is changing the face of the business. But somehow I feel that sales especially is in fact tougher than sports as well, because when you are in sports, somehow you can, the kind of rules in the framework of sports is somehow predictable. Because let's say if you're in cricket or you're in football, you know what are the rules by which everyone would be playing. You also understand some kind of an history or the background of the competition, and you can predict what actually they are up to and what they can do. But in sales, it is very tough to predict your competition. Even new technology, the way startups are actually redefining the business is very difficult, because you sometimes even don't know whom you are actually fighting with. You are fighting with somebody in the competition, but a new startup comes up and actually changes the whole scenario of the market, the business proposition, the customer requirement. Everything changes in a fortnight. So sales, that way it becomes for the sales and the business, it becomes a whole challenging task to understand that and get attuned and perform that way. So I feel sales, for that matter, is one of the toughest tasks in the business world, or overall if you compare, I think is one of the toughest tasks for anybody to do that. So it becomes all the more very important for people to have a winning sales mindset. So the first thing which comes to your mind basically when somebody talks about winning sales mindset is obviously the energy, and how you how you understand the the communication which is given to your mind, for that matter. So let me tell you a small story which like my father used to tell. There was a lady who was like having some health problems for a long time, and she met a lot of doctors, and but no doctor was able to give her any kind of a solution. So in the end, she was demotivated, and somehow somebody suggested her a homeopathic physician. She met that homeopathic physician, and this was the first doctor whom she met who said, yes, you have a problem. Yes, you have a problem, and I am the and it's good that you have come to me, and I am the person who can help you and solve your problem. So the lady was very happy, because she said that no doctor was able to predict what is the issue she is facing, because she used to have a lot of fatigue, she used to have a lot of body ache, and no doctor used to do all the tests, but no doctor was able to predict actually what is the issue which she is facing. And this person, a renowned homeopathic physician, was somehow able to pinpoint and tell her that yes, she has a problem. So she felt good. I think like, no, this is the doctor who's going to help me, and I'll be able to come out of the issue. So she said, okay, doctor, very happy. Tell me what is the prescription by you, what all medicine I have to take. So the doctor gave her one small medicine and said that this liquid you need to mix with a cup full of water and take 3 times in a day. She said, okay, I'll do that and I'll do it religiously. The doctor said, but you need to come to me every day because I want to understand and know that what is the status of your problem. So the lady said, I'm okay. I have no issues. I have a car with me, and I have a driver who will bring me every day to your clinic. So the doctor said, no. I actually want you to come on foot. So how far you stay from me? She said, I stay close to 2.5 to 3 kilometers from your clinic. So he said, no issues. You should come every day from your home to my clinic on foot. So since the lady had no option, she said, okay, I'll do that. And she did it religiously for 30 days. And in fact, even 30 days had not uh, went by. On 27th or 28th day, the lady said, Doctor, I'm really very happy. You are a genius. You are a magician. You have understood my problem. You have understood my problem clearly, and your medicine has worked wonders on me, and I am now all fit and fine. And you had said 30 days, but I am on the 28th day now. I am doing very fine. So at that moment, the doctor smiled, and so the lady could not understand why the doctor was smiling. She said, what's the reason of your smile? He said, I did nothing. She said, what? You gave me medicine, and that's what worked for me. He said, no, that medicine which I gave to you was only simple water. She said, what? The doctor said, yes, you had nothing. You did not have uh, a routine for yourself. You were not exercising, and because of that, you had got into some kind of an depression issue. What I did was only that I asked you to come daily from your home to my place, which is close to 3 kilometers on foot. That was the exercise for you. The second thing, I gave you hope that you will actually get cured, and you believed me. That's the thing, your mindset worked and you got cured. So the lady could understand the doctor now, and she said, thank you. So friends, this is what mindset is all about. The mindset, when you talk about mindset is that what message do you get from people around you, or what message actually you give it to your mind. If you the kind of message which you are giving to your mindset is all positive, it gives you a lot of energy to fight this situation and work around this situation, then obviously you will have a winning sales mindset out of that. I have also made a video you can watch on my channel, which it's all about fake it till you believe it. So it is something about those messages which actually you give it to your subconscious mind, which help you actually fight this situation, come out of this situation, and meet your aspirations or goals. So this is the first part of the whole uh, thing which I wanted to talk about, which is like uh, what makes a winning sales mindset. So this is the first thing, is that having the lot of energy. One, two is giving the right kind of message to your mind, which helps you fight with this situation. It gives you the right kind of energy basically to fight the situation, the fight the challenges, find the challenges which customer is facing, uh, actually working upon the obstacles and reaching to your goal. So that's the first thing, which is the energy. Let's move on to the second thing, which is all about direction. If you talk about energy per se, I think energy per se cannot take you to the goal. uh, you can you can only you can only reach to goal when you have the right direction. If you're talking about developing a winning mindset, then only energy will not take you there. If you have that kind of energy, and you're pushing. So it could be something like you're pushing against the wall, means you're putting lot of efforts, but results are not there. Maybe you fall back and then rise again, but again at the same point of time you're just pushing the wall only. So direction is something like a GPS. The way GPS is always directing you to the destination or the goal you want to achieve. So similarly, direction helps you reach your goal for that matter. So what are the things actually, what are the criterias which will help you develop that winning sales mindsets? Let's talk about the first thing. So the first thing which I think, the first thing which is the key as of now, when I talk about, especially about the B2B sales, large value sales, a lot of CEOs and founders and owners come back to me and say, "What value can you provide to us?" So when an owner or when our CEO is talking about what value can you provide to their business, it means that this is not the time to talk about your sales pitch. This is not the time to talk about your product or the solution you provide, but this is the time actually to provide the real value. When I talk about the real value, this means that you need to understand the challenges the customer is facing, or what kind of aspirations the customer is having, and then link your value, whatever your product, service, or solution, the value it gives, and link that value to the challenges and aspirations of the customer, to such that the customer understands that what big change will your solution provide to the customer's organization. So when you understand this, I think the moment I talk, the moment you are able to communicate that real value, means what your solution can help them either solve their challenges, or it can help realize their aspirations. The moment you are able to communicate that, you would see a change in interest into the customers. So somehow I'll tell you one example, that I was talking to one customer and I spoke about some solution. I wanted to speak about to the customer that solution. He was basically a CTO of an large ISP, and but he was not giving time to me. One day I talked about the solution and said, why don't we get onto a call for 10-15 minutes and let me talk about this solution? And he was in a bit hurry. He said, can you give me a one liner or two liner, what your solution can do? I gave him only a one liner what actually that solution can help into the customer operations, how it can help the customer get the real value of what my solution can do. That the moment I speak to that guy, he said, let's forget the call. Why don't we meet on a cup of coffee? So you would see a huge change when you start talking to the customer in terms of the the customer's challenges and customer aspirations, and link it with your product value. So once you do that, I think like it's not the issue of giving the product presentations, but it's issue of the whole idea is making that value felt to that guy. So second thing in today's time, I think like it's become very important for that matter, is that the salesperson should be able to use the digital communication effectively. When I talk about digital communication effectively, because today it's not easy for you to meet the customer face to face. Only you can connect maybe through WhatsApp or SMS, or through video calls or audio calls. So the major part of communication, which was the non-verbal communication, because some lot of researchers say that 70% of the communication is the non-verbal part of the communication, which is the body language. Because once you speak to the customer or the person in front of you, seeing the body language, then you can change the pace, the tone of your language and try to engage the customer. But when you are contacting the person either on phone or through SMS or WhatsApp, even on a video call, it's difficult to judge the reaction of the customer. So thus it becomes very, because you're now you have lost that 70 part of the communication, and only you have 30% of the part of the communication, out of which 23% is basically the voice or the tonal quality, and only 7% is the words. So and if you're doing some SMS or WhatsApp, you have only 7% of the communication left to you. So how to handle that? I think like the best way to handle this is that you should be very specific when you're sending the messages to the customer. Be very crisp, write into the bulleted points, and always ask for some kind of a time to email, to e-meet, or do a voice call or a video call with the customer. When you are very specific and you have raised only maximum 2 or 3 points within a message, I think that makes a right kind of in contact with the customer. And then do not forget what I have told, that you somehow within that a small maybe 4 lines or 4 5 lines, you have to show that value, what you can bring it to the customers operations or customers business. When you are able to do that, you will start seeing that people start responding you on your SMS or email, for that matter. Let's move on to the third point. The third point is, which I feel that every salesperson should imbibe or learn or practice to become a winning sale, to have a winning sales mindset, is the storytelling. When you talk about the storytelling, I think there cannot be a better storyteller than Steve Jobs. The best video which I could get on YouTube was something of the 1984 launch of Macintosh, where Steve Jobs actually takes out the Macintosh out from a bag, and then he pulls out a floppy disk out from his pocket, and pushes that floppy disk into the Macintosh. And so this was a huge packed kind of an auditorium where the people who are watching are screaming, the kind of a music which is actually played in the background, and there's a kind of small tagline which is written on, which comes onto the Macintosh, is that insanely great. So you watch that video and you could see that how a simple launch of a product is actually been converted into kind of a storytelling, where the end of the product launch is something like where now the Steve Jobs says that you would have a lot of people are talking about Macintosh. Now Macintosh will talk to you, and there is some kind of an audio which plays onto Macintosh being there, and the people are crazy about the whole thing. So storytelling, for that matter, is a key concept in sales, and that helps you basically engage with your customer and communicate the message which you want to come to the customer. So because the which I already told, because we actually grew up listening stories from our parents and grandparents, and that's way we easily get bind to the message when we are listening through stories. So this is the thing which I wanted to communicate. I'll share that link of that video in the details section. Do watch that, and I'm sure that it will give a lot of excitement to you.